financial problems, elder law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic, I'm tapped out and full of debt. Jenny Lingl, are you tapped out and full of debt?
I don't know. Is Christmas over?
Christmas is over.
Of 2020?
Brian Small, are you tapped out and full of debt?
No, but
Of course not, Brian
honestly
Small.
speaking, I believe you might be full of something, but we'll discuss that later.
Thank you, Brian Small. Corey Silverstein, nice to see
A
you.
pleasure to see you, Brian. That's fantastic. That's all I can say. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you for siding with Brian.
No,
Pat
I wasn't.
Sabasco? Oh,
I was just saying it's a fantastic way to start a show.
Pat, how are
You
you?
know, I practice what we preach here. I have zero debt.
Good man.
Zero debt.
Tapped out. So tapped out and full of debt. Here's the scenario. It was nice. The holidays were great. I was feeling good. I lost control on the budget with my holiday spirit. Before the holidays, on November 1st, 2018, I had $25,000 of credit card debt. Now, as of January 1, 2019, I have $50,000 of credit card debt. I spent $25,000 on holiday cheer.
You have created a
My
nightmare.
Family loves me,
Yes, your family's going to hate you.
but I'm not feeling real good about it now.
Well, it's a nightmare you just caused.
All right, let me throw up quick numbers. On $25,000 worth of debt, paying 20% interest, I was paying $5,000 a month in interest, minimum payments of $625 a month. Basically, it was costing me, out of my gross income, $780 a month. On $50,000 of credit card debt, those numbers all double. $10,000 a year in interest, $1,250 in minimum payments, $1,562 a month coming out of my gross income. So right now, I'm spending $18,750 of my gross income just to make the credit card payments.
Are those real interest rates? Because I see people refinancing their house to save 0.25%. Are those real actual?
20%?
Yeah.
Yeah, your average starting rate on a credit card is 14.9%, and that's been creeping up. They go up to 29% and even higher. If you look at it, so if you have a credit card from a non-prime lender, usually your rate is right around 19.9%. A retailer, they're usually always in the mid-20s.
And I would
So
say
it's
most
not
of our
unusual.
clients don't know what their credit card interest rates
And
are.
quite often
Well,
with our favorite Discover, it's as high as 29.99 on a normal day.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
absolutely.
I don't think anybody reads you get your credit card, and then usually, if you notice, it takes a couple days, and then you get your package that actually explains the rates, and there's like 25 pages. at a
Well,
time.
that goes
That
back to
nobody
the
reads.
avoidance and the denial that we talked about on the psychology of debt show that we recently did. Is you run into those issues. Is you don't even want to know what it is because you start thinking, I'm in the credit card trap. It doesn't matter. I can make my minimum payments. I throw down the credit card. I charge it. I buy it. So what? My minimum payment's going to go up $2. What difference does it make if it's $1,560 a month or $1,562?
It's no different than any other contract, Ken. Any contract that you go to sign, you need to read. It is the exact same thing, and
You need to read it, and more importantly, you just need to be aware of what you're getting into because they don't differ. They're all the same. If you don't, you're going to pay a high rate of interest, and you're putting yourself into your own trap. You're becoming the mouse in the trap. As soon as you get to the point where, if all you have is enough money to make the minimum payments, and then between that day and the next paycheck, you have to use the credit cards to cover your expenses because you have no cash left. You have no chance of ever paying the credit card off. Now the flip side is, let's suppose you had that $50,000, and I'm going to throw up on the chart $50,000 and $25,000. If you were paying $15.62 a month, and instead you could put that money in the bank at 5% interest, in 10 years that's $242,000, and in 20 years it's $642,000. The point isn't so much if you put away half of that money in savings, that's your retirement. And if you don't get rid of the debt, you're not going to have a retirement.
Now, these numbers,
You're not going to read that in the contract, Corey, but that's the reality.
these numbers that you're talking about, when you're saying if you could put away $1,562, well, if you're in debt, you're putting away nothing. Even if you can get to the point where you're putting away $200 a month, it's a big chunk of change.
Over 20 years,
over
it's
20
a
years.
ton of money.
And the key is that's the start. You have to get to the point where you're changing the way you're doing things. You're living within your means and you're getting rid of the debt and saving. That's the ultimate goal.
That means
So you're
living
saying I
below.
should get rid of the debt, right?
That means living below your means, because if you're living within your means, you're saving nothing. You have to live below your means, so you have extra money to
Well,
save.
Brian,
Brian
what about-
defines within your means as including savings.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
But Brian, usually when we talk about ridding yourself of the debt, everybody's first question is, what about my credit score?
So
No, it's not just that. But Brian, what about my credit score? I
Okay.
can't let my credit score suffer.
yeah, you can. You absolutely can.
Brian has a credit score that I heard was like 200, and he doesn't seem to mind.
Brian probably doesn't.
860.
Brian,
Is that 860?
it probably is.
The big question is, so what? What is it?
Yeah, but what does it do for me? Because I live my life on cash. I do not carry debt at all. If I don't have the cash, I do not buy it. That is the philosophy that everyone should live within. And it's a simple concept. It's hard to get to.
All right, great. It's a great philosophy.
I don't
but
think
it
it's
doesn't
reality.
apply to me, who now has the $50,000
Yes,
of
it
credit card
does.
debt.
We file a bankruptcy
It's
for
a-
you. We get rid of the debt.
I have a 700 credit score.
So
What's
what?
going to happen to it?
It'll go down to 500,
Okay.
and then it'll heal.
And I won't. Then what will?
It'll get better.
What will the consequence of my credit score going down do to me?
Absolutely nothing in the short term.
That's the whole key point. People don't realize it. The financial industry wants you to believe
It's a badge of
your
self-worth.
credit score is going to go down. Your life is going to go down in flames.
They don't put a letter on you, like a scarlet red 500 on your.
Brian, can I borrow money from you?
Unfortunately, no. I don't. Neither a borrower nor a lender be.
I like that. On that note, we'll take a break and we'll come back.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
I love you too. Bye-bye. That was Jerry. Emma just said her first word.
Oh,
Jerry says hello and they'll be over soon.
who's Jerry? Is he a friend of yours?
No. This Jerry. Our Jerry. And this is his wife and their little girl.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
All right, so we're back. All right, so let's wind up this credit. This credit score issue is a major issue to most people when they're looking at eliminating debt. And here's how it works. Yeah, if you stop paying your credit cards, either by filing bankruptcy or by doing debt resolution where we settle the debt over time, your credit score dips because your credit score is a function of your pay history, your aggregate amount of debt, and your available credit. When you stop paying, your pay history goes down, so your credit score goes down. Once you eliminate the debt, your credit score comes up immediately because the amount of debt is gone, and then you start getting available credit from new credit card companies. You take those cards, you get the available credit, but you pay them off, like Brian says, every month, so you have zero debt, you have available credit. In 2 years, your credit score goes back up to what, mid-700s usually?
Yeah, mid-700s
If you do it
is
the right
not
way.
difficult to achieve.
So it's not, the credit score issue is a scam.
The only place
To make
it's
people
important,
be afraid to file to get rid of their debt for fear of losing their credit score.
the only place it's really truly important is if you're planning on
Buying a
a house. Because people say, what about a car? Okay, you're paying $1,500, $1,600 in credit card debt every month, and if you could get rid of it and your car payment was $100 or $75 more than it would have been at 2.9% financing,
Or if you're
who
paying
cares?
you pay an extra $500 a year for your car insurance.
Who cares?
Yeah.
At the end game is get rid of the debt that's eating your retirement up.
And start having a savings account
Yeah.
for savings. All right, so a lot of times we talk about getting rid of the debt through bankruptcy and debt resolution, which I want to do later in the show. But there's another one that we talk about, which is budget management, which is another way of gaining money available for retirement. But we never get to it a lot of times on the show. What are we talking about with budget management? And give me some examples.
So first of all,
there's a famous example you use at the seminars
there is.
called
The
the coffee example.
I'll get
I
to
want to
that.
hear. I want to hear it.
So let's start off first by saying budget management is not belt tightening. When people think of budgeting, they think of denying themselves something. So the art of denying yourself something is belt tightening. What do? You're denying yourself something for the purpose of achieving a short-term goal. I need to fix the furnace. I need to fix the transmission on the car. I need new tires on the car. Whatever it is.
Don't talk about tires.
I understand. That's a sore subject for you.
It's still going on with you?
But at the end game here is that once you've achieved your goal, you saved up X number of dollars to fix the furnace, the transmission, etc. Then you fix it, and what happens?
Reward
you go
yourself.
back to you reward yourself. Exactly. You go back to the same behaviors that you had before. You didn't change anything.
Sounds like a diet.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
As
what?
opposed to a lifestyle change.
Belt tightening is a diet.
It's like a diet for the wedding.
Yes.
You know, and everything, and then as soon as the wedding's over, you
So,
revert.
but that's
Where's
right.
she gonna
It is-
go?
It's a financial diet. So,
Or he
Where's he
versus
gonna go?
he
budget management is learning to figure out how to live within your means. What we first do is we assess, we categorize
Give me an
your
example.
spending. Well,
Tell me about the coffee store.
well, hang on a second. We categorize spending,
There's only a half-hour show.
we
though.
grade spending, and we establish goals. And one of the things that we do,
want the coffee example.
one of the things that we do is we look at individual items that people spend money on. So, Mrs. Smith. Mrs. Smith came in to see me. She was making $200,000 a year, and yet she claimed she didn't have any money. She had nothing in her savings. She was in debt, and we started to look at her spending habits, and I said, well, here's a simple example of how you can save some money. She said, what? I said, I see a recurring charge of $4.30 a day, 7 days a week. She goes, yeah, that's my coffee at Starbucks. I said, you go to Starbucks every single day, 7 days a week? Why, yes, I do. In fact, sometimes I go twice, is what she said. So she was spending about $140, $150 a month at Starbucks. I said, Mrs. Smith, I have an easy solution for
She
you.
likes her coffee.
She said, what's that? I said, make your coffee at home. She looked at me and said,
Brian?
it doesn't taste the same. And I looked at her going, what? Because I don't drink coffee, so maybe it doesn't taste the same. So instead what I had Mrs. Smith
You don't drink
do-
coffee, Brian?
I don't drink coffee.
This is all natural energy?
Yeah, it is.
Diet Coke.
Ah, I see.
So I said to Mrs. Smith, I said, here's
on
the
a
deal.
roll.
I'm going to fix your problem for you. You owe me $800, right? She said, yes. I said, don't pay me. She looked at me and said, what? I said, well, don't pay me yet. If I don't solve your problem, you don't pay me. I said, you get to go out and you're going to go buy this $800 DeLonghi coffee machine. This machine grinds the beans, roasts the beans, washes the windows. It does everything.
It's a deluxe coffee machine.
It is the Supreme Deluxe home version coffee machine. And I said, but you can't go to Starbucks for 30 days. You got to make your coffee. at
She
home."
agrees to do this.
Yeah. Called her up at the end of 30 days and said, Mrs. Smith, how's the coffee? She goes, oh my God, Brian, it's the best coffee I've ever had. And I said, better than Starbucks? And she said, so much better than Starbucks. I said, that's great. You owe me $800. And she said,
What?
What? How did you fix the problem? I said, it's real simple. How much money did you spend on coffee beans this month? $20. What didn't she spend at Starbucks? $130. Okay?
Net
How
gain,
many months does it take to pay off $800?
110, 8 months.
Roughly 7 months, 6.5 months to pay off the coffee machine, right? What happens at the end of that? She's $120, $130 ahead every month for the rest of her life.
Or until she needs a new machine.
Or
So
unless
yeah.
she's not disciplined
And-
enough to take that $120
Well,
and
but-
spend it on something that she
But
should be.
Well, she's still ahead because it's covering other expenses.
But that's the point. What we did was we didn't deny Mrs. Smith anything through budget management.
As long as she doesn't take the $110 and then add a new habit
Well, that's
of
what I was.
buying
That's
Diet
what,
Coke.
that,
right.
that's what I was suggesting.
But
Right.
we
That's the
did we
discipline.
Well,
find
that's where-
the money, we achieved the goal, we gave her the spending satisfaction,
And she still has the
and she
satisfaction of her
still
coffee.
gets her
In
coffee.
fact, she likes her coffee even more.
better. That's budget management in a nutshell.
All right. Got any other examples?
I got plenty more examples, but we're running out of time.
Well, we'll
Thanks
take
for
a
that,
break.
Brian.
When we come back, I want to do at least one more example, and then we'll figure out how to eliminate the debt besides through budget management.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
You're all set to retire. You have your home paid off, money in the bank, and sound investments. But if you're not careful, all the things that you work so hard for can disappear. At Samasco Financial, we'll help you prevent that. We go beyond ordinary asset management. We'll safeguard everything that you have by creating a plan made specifically for you. How much can you afford to lose? Nothing. Protect the people that you love and the things that you have. Call Samasco Financial today.
Time for announcements. Want to remind our viewers, listen to us for Law and Reality Live on the Praise Network, 93.5, 98.3, and 99.9 FM, Tuesdays at 10 and Saturdays 7 o'clock a.m. On KISS 105.9 a.m., we're on at Sundays 7 o'clock a.m. Also, Law and Reality Here and Now on WMUZ AM 1200, Saturdays 7 a.m. and 2:30 p.m., WMUZ FM, Saturdays at 11 o'clock p.m. Be sure and sign up for our monthly contest. Free $50 Visa gift card, Law and Reality hat, and copy of my book, Dump Your Debt. Just go to the website, lawandreality.com, pop in your email address, and you're entered into the contest. We have seminars coming up. Wednesday, February 6, 2019, 6 to 7:30 p.m. What you need to know when it comes to your estate plan and protecting your family. It's absolutely essential that you have an estate plan in place. If you have young children, you need a guardian provision in case both husband and wife go down in the plane, God forbid, or in a car accident, somebody has to be appointed to take care of your children. You do that with a guardian designation in your will. You need powers of attorney to take care of things while you're living. What if you're in the hospital, you can't make decisions for yourself and you can't communicate? If you're elderly and you have to have someone take care of your banking and financial information, you need to have a durable power of attorney. We cover all of those issues. Attendees get a free $300 gold certificate off the cost of an estate plan. To sign up, go to thavgross.com, lawandreality.com, or call 888-235-HELP. Then on Wednesday, February 27th, 6 to 7:30 p.m., this is the seminar that you've now gotten 2 months of credit card bills after the holidays. You've realized you've made a mistake. You've got too much credit card debt. You've got to get rid of it. The name of this seminar is Get Out from the Credit Card Trap and Enjoy Life. We're going to talk about all the steps that we take to eliminate credit card debt. Debt resolution's our solution outside of bankruptcy. Chapter 7, Chapter 13, bankruptcy is also a viable solution. We'll figure out the right solution for you. This seminar lays out all your choices and options that way so you understand the process and you can help figure out what's the smartest play for yourself. But the most important thing to understand is if you're paying $500 to $1,000 a month on credit card debt every month, you'd be much better off paying that money into a savings account. We have the steps that we can take and put in place for you so that you can eliminate that debt so that you don't have to make those payments. Attendees get a free copy of my book, Dump Your Debt. Jenny Lingl's going to do a special segment on how to resolve tax issues. Sign up at thavgross.com, lawandreality.com, or the old-fashioned way, just call our offices at 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Remember, you can always come into THAV Gross for a free consultation. If you've got debt issues with Brian, estate planning issues also with Brian, tax issues with Jenny Lingl, business issues with myself, elder law issues with Pat Samasco, disability and workers' comp issues with Jeff Kirshner, criminal law issues with Corey Silverstein. Just all you have to do is go to the website, fill out the request for a free consult, or you can do it the old-fashioned way. Just call our offices at 888-235-HELP, and we'll schedule you for a free consultation. Also, go to the website for free reports. We have a brand new report we've been talking about for weeks. It's on there and it's available now. Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions, written by Jenny Lingl and myself. Also, How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure, Business Formation, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan, and Retiree's Guide to Social Security from Pat Samasco. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV Gross, Samasco Law, Jeff Kirshner Law, Silverstein Law. Now back to the show.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Right. I've got an example too. It's not budget management, but it's a way of changing your spending habits and still dealing with the satisfaction issue. When I was in my 30s and 40s, I carried a lot of credit card debt. And I can remember if I wanted to go and buy something, throwing down the plastic didn't faze me for a second because it really wasn't going to impact my payment amounts. My payment amounts were the same. So if I was spending $150 on a pair of blue jeans, big deal, what does it matter? Once I got rid of all of my credit card debt and committed to never paying interest, when I shop, I pay cash. And it's usually out of the ATM with $20 bills. So if I'm going to go buy something and I've got to reel off the cash, which means there's going to be less cash left in my pocket, I think much more seriously about whether I really want the item, and I look for the deal and the sale before I buy it. And the result of doing that is now I get enjoyment still out of shopping, but I get more enjoyment out of getting a good deal. Whereas in the old days, it was kind of self-gratification of just getting what I wanted quickly with the plastic.
That's because when you throw out the plastic, you're swipe. It's not real money.
What happened to the old, I learned a long time ago, and this is just, my parents taught me, and every dollar that you make, you take 25 cents of that dollar, put it away, and don't touch it and basically pretend you never had that 25 cents to begin with.
If you're doing that, that is wonderful.
That's
Absolutely.
because you learn
If you
the
do
right
10%,
way.
you're great. You're set for life. If you
That's
do
your
10%.
401k plan.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I'm saying, sometimes I think, Ken, that like people actually forget that. And sometimes it's easier to discipline yourself because if you take that money away and you psychologically
But I want to
don't
take,
have it.
Corey, on the flip side, is a lot of our clients, some people got in here from buying $150 blue jeans. Other people got into the problem with job losses and maybe medical bills and the furnace
And
breaks
two
and the
kids
transmission.
and day school and
Who needed $150 jeans?
Yeah, right. Well, and they're making $100,000 a year. They've got a $1,500 a month house payment. They've got 2 car payments, 2 insurance payments. They got food. They've got nursery school for the kids.
then take
or
5
daycare.
cents and put it away. Take
Yeah.
5 cents of every dollar.
It's a
Take
good thing.
something of every dollar.
That's
Okay,
true.
what point absolutely well
But
made.
that's
and
where
it's a
budget
great thing to
management
do
comes in, to learn to live within the
to
means that
accomplish
you have.
How else can we get rid of the debt?
Well, of course you
Our
can do
conventional ways.
conventional bankruptcy. You can through debt resolution. I mean,
So,
either
so
way.
here's the point. If you go back to the beginning of the thing where I put myself with $50,000 worth of debt, credit card debt, and I'm $1,562 a month in credit card payments. Let's suppose Brian meets with me and I do debt management and I find another $400 or $500 a month in my budget.
You know what? It's not difficult to do. If you're making a couple $100,000 a year, I assure you, you're wasting roughly 8 to 13% of it.
Okay, so let's just say you find another $600 for me.
Yeah.
And the $1,562 a month I'm paying. That's $2,100 a month that if I did debt resolution, because I probably wouldn't qualify for a bankruptcy if I'm making that
Right.
money. I did debt resolution, got rid of the credit card debt. I did debt management to increase my savings by $600 a month. Once I'm done with debt resolution in 18 to 24 months, I'm now saving $2,000 a month.
Or even
That's
if you
going to what you wanted me to do from the very beginning.
even if you don't, even if you say
$1,000 a
I'm
month.
going to save $1,000, I'm going to go have fun with $1,000. It's fine. It's
Well,
better
careful,
than you are
careful
right
with
now.
the fun. The fun might be what got the people into the bad position to begin with. I
Yeah,
wouldn't go
well-
out having too much fun.
Well, you don't want to go gambling at the casino. That's not gambling at the casino is only fun if you win. But that's
So-
not how a gambler views it. I realize.
I
that.
know we're coming to the end of the show. I want to give one tip as we're in the new year now for everybody.
One tip.
One tip. Go to the grocery store with a budget in mind and pay in cash. And take if your budget's $150, take a $100 bill, a $50 bill, and take another $50 bill with you just in case you really have to go over. And then watch what happens when you get to that $150 and your bill's $157. You'll put $7 worth of groceries back. Or if you're keeping track while you're walking around the grocery store, you won't buy that, so you won't take it to the register.
So you got to make sure you don't have a
You
$10
will
bill on
not
you.
break the bill.
That was like 4 tips. But regardless,
No, that was one tip.
going back to what Jenny was saying with the $150 jeans, I think actually even us included, even us sitting here today, we're talking about this, but I actually truly believe, even Brian with his cash-only
10
plan,
seconds. Make the point.
you have to basically look at what you're spending, and I'm sure that everyone has something that they can cut and something that they don't actually need.
You need to be conscious of what you're doing. That's the key point. Absolutely. That's what budget management's all about. Have a great week. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.